Hey, Sean, thank you so much for being on the Metal Mixtape. I appreciate you making time for us today.
So how did it come, like, when you started playing the drums, did you always know that you wanted to be in a band, like, especially like a band like CARNIFEX? Or were you a drummer, like, in a different style before you got to, like, the heavy music?
Oh, no, yeah, I really had no that how in school they always ask you like all throughout school, hey, what do you want to go be when you grow up? I really never had an answer for that. I'm like, I don't know, man. So, but until I like learned how to, start playing music, I had no idea. And then once I did that, I'm like, I want to do this, that's what I want to do. So when I started playing drums, it was really like punk, like punk and radio music, because that's really easy for beginners to pick up, and that's what I listened to. I didn't have any friends who were into heavy metal really, or anything like that. I grew up in Orange County, California, so the metal scene, in the '90s wasn't super huge, back then, and so I just kind of progressed, I guess. I found Korn's demo in, when they had like a few songs off their first album on a tape floating around. So I started listening to that, and I was like, this is so heavy, it's so amazing. So I got into that. I got into Rage Against the Machine, and then one of my friends, Tyler, in like 2002, took me to a Throwdown Bleeding Through Halloween show, or 2003 maybe.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I saw that insanity. It was at it was at the Showcase Theater in Corona, R.I.P. Showcase Theater. But yeah, we went to that. There were people, diving off the balcony into the crowd, stage diving, head walking. It was just an insane mess. And I was just like, this is so awesome. So, not to mention Bleeding Through and Throwdown, like, put on a hell of a show. Their music is, epically heavy.
No,
So,
I think that's awesome, dude. Yeah, no, I had a similar moment where I went to Ozfest 2004, and before
I was there.
yeah, I went to the one in Marysville.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you probably went to the one like near you, but it was like before that, I was listening to like Eiffel 65 and like whatever was poppy, and then all of a sudden, the lineup there was amazing. It was like Dimmy Borgir, I think it was Slayer, Black Sabbath, and
Slipknot headlined the side stage, dude. Side stage that year was the shit. It was so good.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, dude. Both 2004 and 5, it was like completely stacked with bands, dude. And I'm still, I really missed those old Ozfest days, because I remember like they used to give you like these like free autographs. They used to give you like a big poster, to get autographed and stuff, man.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, dude, that was great, dude. So how did CARNIFEX come to be when you first played with them? Like, was that just an idea to like start that band, or?
Well, I mean, yeah, it was like it wasn't. We didn't actually have a goal of, we're gonna write this exact type of music, because at the time it really wasn't a thing. I mean, there were bands that existed like that, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, this is deathcore. Like, nobody really knew what that was. So when I was kind of in between bands, and I showed up at my friend's house, and they needed a drummer apparently for a project they were starting. And the next day I met Scott, and we came to a consensus that we just wanted to write the most brutally epic music possible. Yeah. So yeah, we jammed that day, and wrote our first song, and it was heavy, and we started, when we started playing local shows, we'd rip into our first track and people would just look around like their heads got ripped off.
And that's the impression you want, especially with like want to write heavy epic music. Do you think that CARNIFEX is going to get as far as it's gone in so far, like playing tours and big shows? Did you think like it was going to get like that big of a reaction?
I mean, you always hope, but it's never expected. It's always great. Like it's always nice to be when you're surprised like that. So it's like, yeah, we wanted to tour and do all that, but we never thought that. We were always hopeful, but we never expected it to just keep getting bigger and bigger, Yeah. And I mean, also it's like, it wasn't for us. Especially, it was not an easy road. It wasn't like we started touring and we're like, holy shit, everybody's showing up. We really had to grind and prove ourselves to get accepted on some of these tours.
Dude, I dig it, dude. Was there a tour or maybe like a big show where like you're like, oh man, like this is like your first really big crowd, or like a whoa moment where like you got the nerves all over again and you're just like, man, like this is a big show, guys, like look at the crowd. Did you ever have one of those moments?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we have those moments all the time. I think the first time I had one of those moments. Actually, yeah, I do remember it. It was our first time we went to Europe in 2008, in November 2008. It was for Never Say Die. Parkway Drive was headlining with Unearthed, Despised Icon, Protest the Hero. We were opening. Whitechapel was right after us. Architects was on it. So, I mean, the London was sold out. It was our first time ever in Europe. First time playing London. We're opening, doors have been open for an hour, so everybody's there, and the whole thing's blacked out. And we're like on stage, and everybody's like kind of getting all riled up, cheering, and I was just like, man, this is insane. I can't believe we're here.
Dude, and and those Europe crowds are crazy.
Yeah, from what they get insane.
Dude, that's awesome, and that lineup is, oh my gosh, that's a crazy lineup, dude. I bet. Did you ever have any cool moments like after like the show or the tours where like everybody just kind of like hangs out?
Oh yeah. I mean, especially in Europe, because for the most part, you're all sharing buses and hanging out and partying on the bus with each other. So I mean, Europe is actually better in that aspect for hanging out with other bands than the U.S. Because in the U.S., everybody usually has their own van, their own, bus or whatever is happening. So you really only see them when you're at the venue most of the time, or maybe right after the show. But then once you leave, that's it. Like you just see them the next day. And Europe, dude, that's. Like, because after that tour, because of that tour, Despised Icon, we were on a bus together with them in Whitechapel, and we got to be really good friends, and they asked us to be on their next U.S. tour, and, from there, from the U.S. tour, we met Beneath the Massacre, and then, we were on our next Europe tour with them too. So, we just, you just kind of network like that. And, the being on the bus and in Europe with everybody hanging out all the time. Cause like the whole tour like travels together and, all that. So it's really a great opportunity to like bond with other bands.
Dude, that's awesome, dude. Playing all these shows, man, was there somebody in, like maybe an idol or somebody you looked up to that like, you were excited that you met, or maybe they give you like a compliment, like maybe kind of like rock star starstruck. Did you ever have something like that where like you met somebody and they knew who you were and you're just like, what? Like,
I don't know about that, but it's always fun to see like, when you're on tour with the bigger bands, and then you look over while you're playing and you can see some of the guys watching you on the side of the stage. That's like, I think that's the biggest you know, the like coolest thing for me, you know, is like they're actually, it's like every person's dream, like, oh man, the band I'm totally in is watching me play right now. So like, you know, the first time you know, we saw, you know, some of the guys maybe in Cannibal Corpse standing on the side of the stage, or I think when we played in Costa Rica, some of the guys saw a couple of the guys in Slipknot hanging out, like watching on the side of the stage for it was probably like 10 seconds, but you know, they were there. We saw them.
Dude, hey, that's awesome, man. You know, that's one of my favorite things to always ask when I'm interviewing, man, because like, you know, like I think everybody as musicians, we always dream of moments like that, you know. Yeah. So I love to hear those moments, dude. And it's like you know, when I hear you say that, dude, you know, it gives me goosebumps. Cause I can imagine playing and then looking over and like somebody like you really respect, you know, watching and you're just like, oh man, like this is crazy, you know.
yeah. I mean, it's like you do your best to not freak out inside, but and continue to play. But it's a really cool feeling when that happens. You know,
well, dude. You know, you playing in CARNIFEX, dude. Like, it's such intense drumming for so many years, dude. How do you keep up with like your body and being able to play like that intensely? Like, do you have like a tour regimen where like you do stretches, or you have to stay on a certain diet to play all these shows, or is it just come like naturally, all the energy? Like, how do you deal with it all on tour?
Especially yeah, I mean, on tour, it's fine. I mean, most of it is you know, just refining technique, you know. Because we're actually learning the Hell Chose Me album right now, because we're gonna live stream that next Saturday actually. So you know, on that album we kind of went balls to the walls the whole time, and it's actually learning it, like relearning it now is actually easier than when I played it, you know, because I've developed better technique since then, you know, since 2009, 2010, to make playing that fast for long periods of time easier. So it's not like I'm hitting the drums less hard. It's just I've been able to condition the muscles, certain muscles in my body to, you know, have longer endurance. And, you know, the way I hold the sticks is, if it just feels easier, I'm not, you know, gripping the hell out of them, you know, and making my hands tired, you know, halfway through the song. So yeah, it's really a thing of just developing technique and practice, you know. So
absolutely,
it just makes it all easier.
So so that's awesome, dude. You guys gonna play the whole Hell Chose Me live? Do you guys all live in San Diego, or are you guys gonna do like that whole, like what certain bands have been doing, where like you guys all just record like yourself playing and then you link it up? How's that show gonna come to be?
Oh, well, we've been doing this on our Patreon for the last couple of months. Scott and I live here in North San Diego, and Corey and Fred actually live in Phoenix. So they drive down, they drive here, you know, a few days before, and then we rehearse, set everything up, and then we all play together. So on the Saturday, and then, you know, we have like a barbecue afterwards or something like that, and then everybody goes home until next month. So
you know, since we've all been quarantined, has the band just kind of been riding like wild, or have you guys like just been taking the time to relax, like,
we like right now we should have been on tour, you know. We like this year we had like totally booked up. We were planning on, you know, going really hard, but this thing you know, gave us a lot of free time. So we weren't the single we just put out, Cursed, we weren't even thinking about doing that until, you know, we didn't have anything to do. So so that, you know, that was basically the first song written for this next album. So we put that out, and we've been writing really hard ever since. We probably got about half the album written so far.
When you guys write new music, I mean, you guys have written so much. What's the mindset? Like the guitarists already have riffs they've been working on, or like do you guys ever have like concept albums, or is it just kind of like you guys write what you guys think what it sounds good, and you just put it on the album, like, or is it where like you guys write like 30 songs and pick the best 12?
I really wish we could write that much. No, I mean, the lyrics are usually a concept for the most part, and the way we write is, everybody is writing riffs, and we just kind of pick the best ones that go to, that complement each other, and we'll listen to songs over and over again to make sure that riffs don't start to sound really stupid. So because like sometimes you'll write a riff and you'll be like, yeah, this is sick, and then you'll listen to it the next day and you'll be like, this sucks. Like, this is so dumb. So we'll do that, and just kind of go through with a fine-tooth comb until everything is until we're all happy with it.
That's awesome, dude. So, all right, Drew, I had a great time talking to you. I'm going to get into the questions where it gets a little fun. So it's completely unmusic related. And I'm going to give you like 20 seconds to answer each one. Are you ready?
I think I am, yes.
All right, man. In a zombie apocalypse, if you could have any weapon to kill zombies, what's your weapon of choice?
Oh, dude, it would be the sword. It would be like a samurai sword.
I like that answer, dude.
I watched Walking Dead, and Michonne, she had that. She had what it took.
You never run out of ammo.
Yeah, you never run out of ammo, and
you
keep them at an arm's length all the time.
If there was a superhero or super villain you can best compare yourself to, or you would always want to be, who would that be?
Probably Ant-Man.
Hey,
like it disappear. Actually, Dracula had it best. He just bursts into 1,000 bats and leaves whenever things get too complicated.
You think if one of those bats like gets hurt or like something, like when he gets back together, he has like a big gash in him or something?
Oh yeah, or like a broken finger if like one of them gets smashed. Damn, I never thought about that actually.
Right?
Yeah, that would be interesting. You gotta keep an eye on all your bets.
Yeah, exactly. What is one food you can't stand at all?
Cucumbers.
Yeah. That's funny, dude. It's funny.
They don't taste like water. They taste like cucumbers, and they ruin anything you put them in.
That's how I feel about sauerkraut. What's your favorite food, man? Like let's say it's your birthday, and you could have whatever you want cooked for you or prepared. Like, what do you eat on your birthday?
Damn. I don't know. Barbecue chicken is always a go-to, man. It's so good.
How do you like it cooked, man? Do you like it like really well? I know I like mine a little burnt. Like, how do you cook your chicken?
Oh, I like it. I like it juicy. I don't like it burnt. I'm a medium rare kind of guy.
If there was one artist that people wouldn't expect that you listen to, like that your fans would be like, no way, like Shawn from CARNIFEX listens to this. Like, do you have an artist like that?
Oh man, I don't know. Probably a few. I'll listen to a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't know if I have one that's Enya. We'll go with Enya.
Enya destroys, dude. I love her, man. I do an impersonation of her right now, but I don't want to butcher it. So. Dude, that song was on so many soundtracks in the 90s.
Oh yeah. Ornico Flow.
I want to thank you so much for making time for me today, dude.
Yeah, no
you were
man.
absolutely awesome. Could you do me one more favor before I let you go, Sean?
Yeah, of course.
Could you say this is Sean from CARNIFEX, and you are listening to the Metal Mixtape?
All right. This is Sean from CARNIFEX, and you're listening to the Metal Mixtape.
Hey, Sean, you have a beautiful day, brother. I'll talk to you later,
Omar.
man.
Thank you so much, man.
Peace.
See ya.